from the Bailey Body, and we're going to give you a few quick tips this morning on how to do Labor Day and any other holiday in a healthier way. So first thing, of course, you can do is just to move first. So Fraser and I are just getting ready. It's still early in the morning here, and we're about to head out to the gym to get our workout. And in doing that, we're going to do some strength training, and we're going to do lots of power movements today, like prowler pushes and sled drags and things like that, to really expend a lot of energy and to open up our muscles to be able to handle all the extra food or the things that extra carbohydrates that we may not normally eat that we will allow ourselves to have today. So by doing that good hard training first thing, you're going to be able to use that fuel a little bit better. Anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, so essentially, whenever you're coming into a day that's like either a vacation or Labor Day here in the US, you want to have some kind of plan. Obviously, depending on your goal, that plan is going to vary in degree. For us, whenever I eat off my normal plan, or I'm doing a refeed where I'm getting in more carbohydrates, so I'm just eating not necessarily what is deemed to be clean or healthy food, I'll always make sure that I first train in the morning. I never really go into a day and do overeating or anything like that while I'm being sedentary. I don't want my body to be in that sedentary physiological state. I don't think it's a good place to be if you're going to do refeeding. So the first thing that we do is exercise first. And I'll always add in, like Lauren was saying, heavy compound movements, squats, deadlifts, prowler pushes, lunges, pull-ups, pull-downs, whatever it may be, the big compound movements. And I'll do a lot of drop sets, things like that to really empty the sugar out of the muscles. So then when I do eat carbohydrate, that storage facility is empty and it's getting pushed, the new sugar is getting pushed in. The next thing that I'll normally do, and I think that we do, is we sort of say, okay, our first meal of the morning will be, something more flexible, but we'll still pack our own food. So
yeah, that's one thing that Fraser's really good at. And the thing with holidays is that you have a couple of different directions that you can go with it. You can either, stay really strict if you're on a specific plan and you want to get a specific result by a certain, short time period, then you may need to be a little bit more strict with yourself. And in that case, you're going to go more along the lines of come prepared, pack your own bag and have your own food. But we don't want to tell everybody to just bring your own little bag of food and be a, what we call a food weirdo. You don't have to do that. You can allow yourself to be more flexible. It just depends on what you want to do, what goals you're looking to hit in the near future. So for us, we're kind of at a maintenance stage. We're always trying to progress, but we don't have a short-term immediate goal that we have to hit, so we can allow ourselves to be more flexible. But Fraser always has a cooler bag that he packs with food. This is just anytime really, not even just for holidays, but anytime we go to friends' houses or family, he always has some extra stuff just in case, like if he gets hungry, he'll have some options there. So that's a good thing, is just to, bring a little cooler bag, even with just a few snacks. It doesn't have to bring, you don't have to bring a whole meal, but just to have some things on hand for you is always a good idea. So a few other little quick tips that you can do that are perfect for holidays and like barbecuing, for example. Like today we're going to be out barbecuing. So you can always enjoy your burgers and barbecue without all the extra sauces and without the buns. So that way you still have flexibility. You're still eating what everyone else is eating. You can enjoy the barbecue that you may not get all the time. Like for us, we don't have a barbecue that's easy for us to use right now. We have an old grill that's like buried somewhere, but it's charcoal and it's too much mess. So when my dad is barbecuing, it's a nice thing to go out and enjoy that in the backyard with them. So I'm not gonna make my own little salad and not be able to enjoy what they're having, but I can have a hamburger with lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, whatever I want, but I don't have to eat the bun with it. I can just eat it open-faced. And you can have ribs, just don't drown it in extra barbecue sauce that's packed with sugars and things like that. So you can always be flexible, stick with the proteins and the vegetables that are available to you, and just leave out all of the extra breads and chips and things like that.
Yeah, so I think that, Lauren touched on a good point, is that you can go out and eat, off plan, so to speak, but not have a complete blowout. You can find a balance within that spectrum that allows you to eat some things that aren't necessarily on your plan, but it's not the worst possible option every single time. And also, what I will often try and do is I will try and have set times for meals. So I'll have, lunch, and I'll try not to graze too much in between lunch and the next meal. Because often, when you are on vacation or you do have, a family event, it's easy to just have lunch and then literally graze the rest of the day and consume so much extra food you feel terrible. So consciously sort of set time constraints in your mind when you should be eating. And between those times, if you want to have a little bit, but don't allow it to be this continuous grazing thing with going back to the bowls and grabbing nachos for 5 hours straight, because it does add up. But if you have chosen to do that and you've consciously said, I'm just going to graze today, that's fine. But it's got to be in the context, and it's got to be realistic to what your goal is. If your goal is quick fat loss, then you can't be doing that as well. So you have to understand that context is important when it comes to
and that brings up another good point that I wanted to touch on, is when you are going out to events or holidays or family parties, things like that, don't just park yourself in front of the buffet table or the chip bowl. Like, go out and socialize. Be with the people more than you are with the food. So many people don't do that. Like, they go there and then they just, their mind is focused on the food the whole time, and they're just mindlessly eating. And if you're sitting, at the bar with all the food laid out in front of you, of course, you're going to be snacking on that constantly. So instead, go outside and have some movement. Get outside and play. Usually if it's a family event, there are kids involved. Get outside and play with the kids. Throw the football around or the baseball or whatever. Kick the soccer ball around. Just get out and socialize and have fun. Try to talk to everybody that's there. So you're focused more on interacting with the people and having interesting conversations than you are with just sitting there and stuffing your face. And then a couple other things real quick before we go. Come prepared. So not only can you bring your own bag of snacks or food that you have for yourself on hand, but it's always polite to bring something. So you can bring something, and what you choose to bring, choose something that is a healthier option. So whether you choose to bring a big salad or some kind of side dish that is like a healthy, clean vegetable dish, anything that you can think of that you can bring to the party and have that also be a good option for you, so that if nobody else has anything good to eat there, at least you have that dish that you brought that you can fall back on. And then along those lines, one good thing to use is fruits for dessert. So if you can bring some kind of dessert that is fruit-based, that's going to be better than bringing a cheesecake or something like that. You can make fruit kebabs and just stack different fruits on there. You can make all kind of beautiful fruit platters, and you'd be really surprised how much kids love fruit trays and things like that. They're just not commonly available to them, but when they are there, kids will gravitate to that. So that is another really good option. And then last but not least, as far as drinking goes, there's always social drinking at things like this. One good option is just to enjoy sparkling water instead. So bring something that you enjoy, even if it's a flavored, lemon or lime flavored sparkling water, or have your sparkling water with a twist of lime in it, or something that you can have in your hand that you're drinking on. You feel like you're socializing, and you have something in your hand, because a lot of times people drink just because they don't want to stand there empty-handed while everybody else is standing there with a beer in their hand. So as long as you have something in your hand, people aren't likely to keep bugging you and keep asking you, do you want a beer? Do you want a beer? You want something to drink? If you have something, then it satisfies you, and it also makes the other people around you a little bit more comfortable too.
Yeah, and I think, the last piece that Lauren touched on was about, other people saying, do you want to drink, do you want to drink? I think the most fundamental thing to remember is that if people don't know what your goal is, or they don't understand your eating habits, or they don't understand what you're trying to achieve compared to what you were doing last weekend, they'll just keep pressuring you to do the wrong thing. You know, people know what I'm like now. They know I bring my cooler bag. They know I eat above and beyond what the normal person eats. They know that I might eat some food that's off, and then I'll have some clean food as well. And they don't question that, because they just know that that's part of who I am and that's my goal and that's the thing I've chosen to do. For a lot of people, you know, they're almost embarrassed to say no to a drink. They're almost embarrassed to say, well, no to food that a host has prepared. Now, you have to put that in context. If your goal is a big one, or you really want to change your life, you have to be prepared to say no to certain things. And if you can't, you're just going to let the river of life take you down that stream without a paddle, and you're just going to go with whatever happens. And that's the choice that you've got to make. So you've got to understand that based on what your goal is, if you can't say no to things, then it will be at your own detriment. You know, it's very important that, you know, out of the 100 options that you get every day, you can say no to 99 of them, if your goal requires that. So
yeah, so I think that's almost it. I'll leave you with one final tip, just as kind of wrapping your day up. So in the morning, you know, before you go out to a party, start with a healthy meal. So don't like not eat anything all morning, because you'll be starving and then you're gonna eat more of the bad stuff or the stuff that you don't necessarily need, the extra carbs and things like that. Have a healthy meal first, even if it's just like having a protein shake, something to fill your stomach. And I definitely would recommend something along the lines of higher protein for your morning meal. And then after your partying and everything, when you come back home, either that night and or, you know, the next morning early as your breakfast the next morning, have something that's going to kind of clean all of that extra blood sugar out and kind of reset your hormones. So, you know, we recommend, we have a kind of a clean greens elixir, we call it. It's like a green smoothie drink that we have our people drink, and we use it all the time. And it's just a matter of, you know, you can either use it in a blender or a NutriBullet like we do it, or you can use a juicer and just get lots of like dark leafy greens, lemon juice in there, stuff that's really going to clean out your blood from having all of those a little bit dirtier foods in there from the party. Yeah. Alright, so that's it for today. We're going to let you guys go enjoy your barbecues and have fun, and make sure that you go to our website, thebaileybody.com, and enter, you'll see a link on that page that you can join our Insiders Club. We put out videos like this once a week usually to our Insiders Club, just sharing with them little tips and things, and, you know, just talking kind of one-on-one like this. So we have a close relationship with our Insiders Club. So go to thebaileybody.com and join up for our Insiders Club, and have a fun day today with your family and friends, and we'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye.